So I've just done a video on this and my SD card corrupted, so you don't get to see any of the brilliant stuff that I just did. It wasn't brilliant. So I'll recap now that I've taken it out of the box and everything. So this is the Tacklife power meter. It's just a little one of these plug-in power meters. The power goes through this thing and you plug it into your adapter and it gives you information about the power level. Now, I'm not quite sure I'm using the term power correctly, but you'll get volts and amps displayed, and it will also give you the power factor and display watts as well. It also has the ability to set the cost, but this is an American unit, so it is in dollars, so not really that useful. And I'm not doing it to look at the cost of something. I can calculate that myself relatively easily, but it is good for looking at loads over time. So it's a cumulative data count. Problem with this unit, it doesn't really work very well, and I'll show you why. It certainly measures the power correctly. This is a 60 watt light bulb and it measures it around 58 watts. So it does work. However, the connections are really crappy. So I'll be going back to the Amazon seller on this one. I'll put a link in the description if you want to pick one up. I'm sure they're not all rubbish. It's probably just this one. But if you guys have seen one that you like the look of, because I don't want to go putting my meter in line with mains power. I'd rather just plug any device in. It's a lot easier just to use the mains plug straight into here so I can see what kind of current it's drawing. A lot of the devices you use will have a watt rating, so you can figure it out, but many of them don't. And I'm working with some, excuse me, a bit of a sneeze there. Many of them don't, and it might be a device I've built myself and I'm putting into, going into a transformer via the mains. So that is the point at the moment. I want to be able to just take a look at the power usage, but we'll demo it anyway, even though it is rubbish. So this is the screen we're greeted with. You can see total time is up to 12 because I've been using it already. So if I just plug in this bulb, doesn't work. Why is that, I wonder? Well, if I turn it on, actually, that would be helpful. Look at that. Pretty outrageous, right? That you can just wiggle that around and it makes connection willy-nilly like that. Well, frustrating, isn't it? So I'll just leave it in the on position, which is me skewing it one way. So you can have a look. So you can see that we're drawing 240 milliamps at 239 volts. But if I just jump to model, we can see how many watts it's drawing. That's 57.8. We can see the power factor. I don't really know what power factor means. I wasn't aware this had this, otherwise I would have looked it up beforehand. But I've heard people talk about it. And then we've got the hertz displayed, so the frequency, and then the volts, which is 236.7. And again, back to the current. And we can look at the cost. I don't think I've actually set this to have a cost, but we can see it's used 0.003 kilowatt hours, and the CO2 produced. I wonder how they figure that. I don't really know. And the total time that it's been running. So yeah, that pisses me off. But I will contact the Amazon seller and see if they will send a replacement. Weird little device, if it does this. That just doesn't seem right, does it? And it makes a weird noise as well, like a fizzing, crackling noise, which, you know, it's kind of scary with mains voltage. I wonder if you can hear it. I don't know if you can, but oh, sorry. I can, it's audible to me. So this has been the Tacklife. I wouldn't recommend picking one of these up. Maybe pick a different one. If you guys have any Jeez Louise. If you guys have a recommendation of one that works or one that you've used in the past, please do let me know, because I do need one. Just not this one. So there you go, there's the Tacklife power meter, which, I mean, I like the look of it. It's a smart device. It looks It looks fancy. It's got a 2032 in the back there. That's to keep the data when you turn it off. But the EM04, not the model for me, unfortunately.